Using iPads in the foreign language classroom. This video recaps some of the things that I talked about at the TAIS Tech Institute 2013, which is the Tennessee Association of Independent Schools, on April 11th, 2013. This is my school, Baylor School. We are a coeducational day and boarding school for grades 6th through 12th, and we have almost 1,100 students. The year 2011 was our phase-in year, and Baylor School began the process of integrating the iPads into the classrooms by purchasing over 100 tablets for teachers, librarians, and academic support staff. In the academic year 2012-13 was the first year in which all instructors and students began to use the devices in the classroom. So the question is, why did we choose to use iPads rather than other tablets or laptops or something like that? I'm going to break down some of the most important reasons that we made that choice. One important reason to move to iPads is to literally lighten the load for students. This way students are not obligated to carry heavy backpacks. All those books that the students are not carrying can be carried within the device itself, often enhanced with digital content that's not available in print. Add to this all the online content out there, and you have a pretty powerful tool for learning. An important objective for the school is to reduce paper use, and using iPad helps the school operate more efficiently that way. Students can now easily distribute handouts electronically, and students will have access to those handouts in class, at home, or wherever their iPad is. They can both receive and submit work electronically, largely removing paper from the learning cycle. iPads allow students and teachers to do more collaborative, project-based work. We can easily integrate such concepts as flipped classrooms, in which students receive instruction outside of class, and spend their time within class, working with the material and each other to implement what they are learning. Tablet technology is becoming more and more a part of our lives every day, and it looks like that trend is going to continue into the future. When our students graduate in a few years, it's hard for us to predict what the world is going to look like, but it'll probably include tablet technology. One really cool thing about the iPad is that it's customizable, in the sense that when you put apps into the device, it changes the way that your device is going to work. So for example, I as a language teacher will use certain apps which are appropriate to my discipline, whereas a teacher of math or science may have completely different apps with completely different functions. It's like having a ball of clay that you can form either into a screwdriver or a hammer or whatever tool you need it to be. Under normal conditions, the iPad holds a charge for about 10 hours, which is just fine to get us through the academic day. Students need to be aware to plug in their iPad at night, let it charge overnight, and then it's good to go in the morning. The iPad is a very adaptable tool, and each student and teacher is going to use it in a different way. But the most amazing thing about it is that if an app ceases to be useful to you, you can delete it and put in something that's going to work for you. And this is something that happens all the time. There's many apps that I'm using now that I wasn't using 6 months ago, and there's others that I was using 6 months ago that I don't use now. I'm going to talk quickly about a few apps that I use in my Spanish language classes. Your textbook is the most basic tool in any class, and this is our eText app from Pearson. It's enriched with audio and video, and we use this in Level 1 Spanish. This is a screenshot from the Heinle Learning Center, which is the eText that we use in Level 300, or third year Spanish. And this has both written content and also exercises which you can assign to the students and have them do at home or in class. So within the Heinle Learning Center, we have enriched content, and you can assign work for the students to complete, which reflects some of the work that they've been doing in the book, and you can see who submitted the work, and then you can go over the work and grade it digitally. Worksheets aren't dead either. They're a great practice, but they shouldn't require that we print them all up. They can all be done digitally and easily using the iPad. I create a document in Word, save it as a PDF file, or I scan the document from a sheet of paper. I can then post it to a file sharing site where the students can receive the document, like Google Docs, Dropbox, WebDAV, Moodle, or you can simply email the document directly to the students. What we use at Baylor is Moodle. Moodle is similar in a lot of ways to Blackboard. I largely use it to record my daily activities and homework assignments for the students, as well as to post documents and links. Students can see the homework assignments, the day's activities, and access links and documents from the Moodle site. This is what it looks like from the student's point of view. Notability is a great app. The most immediately recognizable feature of this app is that it allows you to annotate and save your annotations of PDF documents. Here's a scanned and annotated text that my students worked on last week. I, of course, also then do the same on my own iPad and project the answers up through the AirPlay. Students can then correct or take notes on their own document and keep it filed in Notability for future use or study, or they can turn it into me via WebDAV. So in Notability, you can write, or you can type too. But that's not all you can do. You can also record. So in the foreign language class, I asked that they record an audio file of all their weekly essays. We can then share them as a class, and I can assess their pronunciation and intonation, as well as their writing. There's media apps too. This, for example, is an app from Radio Nacional de España, which is National Public Radio in Spain. We can also use video from sites like YouTube or Vimeo. This one is from Vimeo, which is I actually like better than YouTube. If you choose the media carefully, these videos can be great. And I used a short 1 minute long commercial to, I created a transcript and then made a closed exercise out of it. And then here's the word list, and the students had to fill in the words into the transcript. Quizlet has an app which is popular with my students. This was originally designed for iPhone, but works fine on the iPad. And students can use these on their smartphones when they're traveling to sports events or something like that to go over vocabulary. Here you see that it keeps all of the sets that you create, and the ones you study are all organized and tracks your use. The app quizzes them and keeps track of their scores. iMovie allows students and teachers to easily edit video, which they can also record with their device. I learned about the app Explain Everything from some of my colleagues in the science department, and that is how I am writing right now. I'm using the Explain Everything app. We all use the device differently, and that's part of what makes this incredibly exciting. Each of us as teachers is different, and each student is different. But I believe the iPad allows for some of that difference so we can all shine.